All right, it is media day. We're talking 9-6A with Wylie Head Coach Jimmy Carter. Coach, this district, so many teams in it, and it's very, especially this year. Last year, Wiley East came up out of nowhere and took the district title. This year, I feel like it's wide open, and which means all you got to do is string some wins together here, and all of a sudden you're right there where you need to be. Is that the way you kind of look at this district? It's wide open; anybody can get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's Wylie East coming in last year, they did a great job over there, Coach Gold and his staff, and had a great run. And to me, I think they may be the front runner again. I think they may be a little bit ahead of the pack with some of the returners that they have. But I think after that, I think it's anybody's game. Whoever kind of can get hot, like you said, and string a few victories together.
They had that dynamic quarterback, and then he played all sorts of different positions. And
Yeah, Terrell Washington Jr.
yeah,
He was a phenomenal athlete.
and he moved on, but a lot of your defense hasn't moved on. And you got guys in there, double digit sacks. You got Dalton out there and Cam Draper, and talk about how the defense may be your strength in this season.
Being an old defensive coordinator, you kind of, pride yourself in being a defensive football team. The old cliche, offenses win games, defenses win championships, and so not that we stack up our defensive side of the ball, but we have kids that want to play defense for us. Brady Dalton is a prime example of that. He's uh, a very highly recruited baseball prospect also. But he loves playing football too, and so being able to use his athletic ability and his speed, in coverages and blitzing and just playing the field. Cam Draper came on last year and kind of anchored the middle of our defense. The philosophy of our defense is he needs to be able to draw some double teams to let the linebackers make plays, and that's what he does. And when you don't double team him, then he's going to make the tackle. So those two coming back are the veterans. We also have Austin Fabian at inside linebacker, who's a 3-year starter for us. I mean, he pretty much can just call the defense, just from being repetition, over the 3 years that he's been playing.
Yeah, the experience here is what really jumps off the page. It's funny you say that about Dalton. You talk about players that play baseball in football, and you usually hear the baseball guy. He's in there at quarterback, because he can really sling it across the diamond. But this guy's out here trying to drop quarterbacks, making big. Yeah. He had 10 or 13 sacks last year, and you're thinking he may be able to get more than that this year, right?
That's the plan. We sure hope so. Yeah, he's a very physical kid, and the way he plays the game of baseball is the same way he plays the game of football. I mean, he is full speed all the time, and he's all in. And so, he's had a great summer of playing baseball and also, being around strength conditioning and summer skills when he can.
Let's talk about your offense a little bit. You got Jagger Bale back at quarterback, but there's a lot of other replacements that you need to make on that offensive side of the ball. I don't know if you got a chance to do spring practice, but if you did you get to see some guys kind of step up, and maybe who might those guys be?
Yeah, we didn't do spring practice first time ever, I think, in Wiley Pirate history. We had 4 coaches that moved on to be coordinators at other school districts, and one took a head wrestling job. So it just in the hiring market right now is kind of tough, and so we forgoed spring football and going to take that extra week and extra scrimmage this fall. But did have some good skills time, during the spring and during the summer. We got some young kids that I think could step in and help us out. But again, it's going to be kind of up in the air until we can get the pads on and kind of see what they can do. Our freshman team was pretty good last year. Our JV team was good, so can fill some of those holes. We did lose a very experienced offensive line, a very big offensive line. So this year we're going to maybe a little bit smaller in size. I think we may be a little bit more athletic, and so be able to do some different things that maybe we couldn't do last year.
Yeah, you talk about a little bit more about last year. You guys made it into the playoffs, but you went up against a Horn team that was red hot. People probably had you as the underdog, but you went up to Eagle Stadium and kind of shut them down. And granted, week 2 was Duncanville, but hey, you got through the first week. I don't know, I won't even bring up that one. Is that the kind of thing you can kind of draw some momentum towards? Because you only get the 2 non-district games. You got to get right in there, and you got to get your wins early to get one of those 4 playoff spots. But if you have success last year and you can kind of breathe that into your players, is that what you're kind of looking to do?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, had a great year. 8-4, and with a sophomore quarterback, and a sophomore receiver, and a receiver in Chris Lewis, who's now at A&M Commerce, that was basically a sophomore last year. That was his first year on a varsity football team. And in the coaching world, you're not supposed to win that many games with sophomores. But being the athletes that they are and the coaches that we have, they were able to put us in some good situations, and very fortunate enough to win some ball games.
Yeah, it's got to be a good feeling. I guess last, looking at the rest of this district, you see some experienced quarterbacks, especially at North Garland, moving on to McKinney. So they got to make some replacements there. Graduation hits a lot of people. Is there a team that you might think is surprising, or would you rather not even say, because then they'll be like, okay, he thinks we're surprising. We'll see what's going on now.
No, I think I enjoy being in the district with Garland, because it's always competitive, week in, week out. We have good battles with Saxe, we have good battles with Naaman and Lakeview and North and Garland High, and now Wylie East being, an in-town rivalry that's been renewed. We had that game last year until the last few seconds, and kind of let it slip away from us. And so, it's a battle, every week.
Well, it should be a great season. We're getting started up here in a couple of weeks. I appreciate you joining with me, Coach Carter, and we'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate you having me. Almo.